In this video you will learn about 20 body movements with meanings and examples.
Nod.
Meaning, to move the head up and down to show agreement or understanding. Examples: she nodded her head to show she understood the instructions. He nodded politely to greet the teacher.
Shake.
Meaning, to move the head or hand from side to side, often to indicate disagreement or refusal. Examples: she shook her head to say no to the offer. He shook hands with the manager to finalize the deal.
Shrug.
Meaning, to raise and lower the shoulders to show indifference or lack of knowledge. Examples: when asked about the plan, she shrugged and said, "I don't know." He shrugged his shoulders, not caring about the result.
Wave.
Meaning, to move the hand back and forth as a greeting or signal. Examples: she waved at her friends from across the street. The children waved goodbye to their parents.
Blink.
Meaning, to close and open the eyes quickly. Examples: he blinked rapidly to clear the dust from his eyes. She blinked in surprise when she heard the news.
Wink.
Meaning, to close one eye briefly, often as a signal or joke. Examples: he winked at his friend to share an inside joke. She gave a quick wink before leaving the room.
Clap.
Meaning, to strike the palms together to show appreciation or attract attention. Examples: the audience clapped loudly after the performance. He clapped his hands to call the children to order.
Smile.
Meaning, to stretch the lips upward to express happiness or friendliness. Examples: she smiled warmly at the stranger. The baby smiled when it saw its mother.
Frown.
Meaning, to contract the eyebrows in displeasure or confusion. Examples: he frowned when he heard the bad news. The teacher frowned at the noisy students. The teacher frowned at the noisy students.
Point.
Meaning, to extend a finger to indicate direction or attention. Examples: she pointed to the map to show the location. He pointed at the sky to show the airplane. He pointed at the sky to show the airplane.
Stretch.
Meaning, to extend the body or a part of it to relax or reach something. Examples: she stretched her arms after waking up. He stretched to grab the book from the top shelf. He stretched to grab the book from the top shelf.
Tap.
meaning to strike lightly with the fingers or foot. Examples: she tapped her fingers on the table while waiting. He tapped his foot to the beat of the music. He tapped his foot to the beat of the music.
Yawn.
Meaning to open the mouth wide and inhale deeply, often when tired or bored. Examples: she yawned during the long lecture. The baby yawned before falling asleep. The baby yawned before falling asleep.
Cough.
Meaning to expel air from the lungs with a sudden, sharp sound. Examples: he coughed loudly to get everyone's attention. She coughed because of the smoke in the air.
Jump.
Meaning to push oneself off the ground using the legs. Examples: the children jumped in excitement. He jumped over the puddle to avoid getting wet. He jumped over the puddle to avoid getting wet.
Kick.
Meaning to strike with the foot. Examples: he kicked the ball into the goal. She accidentally kicked the chair while walking. She accidentally kicked the chair while walking. Wave off. Meaning to dismiss or reject something with a hand gesture. Examples: she waved off the waiter, indicating she didn't need anything. He waved off their concerns, saying he was fine.
Glance.
Meaning to take a quick look. Examples: she glanced at the clock and realized she was late. He glanced out the window to see who was arriving. He glanced out the window to see who was arriving.
Tilt.
Meaning to incline or lean to one side. Examples: she tilted her head to listen closely. He tilted the chair back and relaxed. He tilted the chair back and relaxed. Stomp. Meaning to strike the ground heavily with the foot. Examples: he stomped his foot in frustration. The children stomped on the floor to make noise. The children stomped on the floor to make noise.